Get down. Let me clear my throat. Yeah. Oh, that's better. That's better. Somebody pass around the offering. Since I'm always preaching on tracks, you feel me? I'm not gonna get paid for it. Sermon of the day. You right where you supposed to be, baby. Informant, that information for me. Important you get a portion of fortune pouring. Confession, fortunately, blessings on now they snoring. You mellow, so focused on scoring. Got you underperforming. I never expect something, never assume nothing. Judging me for my past, but that's why I'm triumphant. I don't demand, I know where I stand like engineer hands. Watch how my life pans. Cut that game plan. Show out like a drotter, pop out like a cutter. Telling the kick rock, skipping the course, square like hopscotch. This gonna be my mood to my beat drop. Putting my boogie shoes in my diddy boots, ain't no stop. I'ma make the rest of my life live. Yeah, I'ma make the rest of my life live. I'm gonna make the rest of my life the best of my life. Yeah, I'ma make the rest of my life live.
Happy Thursday, everybody. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I hope everyone is doing well, okay. And all right, we have made it to Friday Junior of another week. I don't know about y'all, but I know I sure am glad because this day has been a day like none other. Oh, Lord have mercy. I'm grateful for moments like these where we can come and chill, relax, unwind, have good conversation, and have a good time. Look at me. I got bars, y'all. I got bars right there. So, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Bravo with Sheila Network. It is Thursday night, and I am your Thursday night host, Lady Dawn B, in the house on tonight, my favorite day of the week, because I get to spend the next 60 to 90 or so minutes with you, and I appreciate you coming into this space with me on tonight. As always, we pay homage and salute to our queen bee of the Bravo Network, which is Pastor Sheila Ingram. She is my auntie Bravo, my mentor in these YouTube streets here. And so we appreciate her. Thank you for yielding this captain's chair to me oh so graciously. I love doing this and spending this time with you guys. I am good and excited. Y'all are getting my energy back up because Lord knows, I'm telling you, after the day that I had, and I know it's not just me, there's a lot of people who had the same kind of day. Maybe it was something in the air. But we're here now, right? We're here now. So with that being said, again, welcome to tonight. I am excited. It is one of my favorite segments that we're going to have tonight. You know, my hashtag for the night for this group of people is something happens when men speak. Something happens when men speak. My goodness. My goodness. Oh my goodness. And I am excited. I love the men's lounge. It is the time where our men come and they talk and they share right here on this platform. So we appreciate them. And I'm not going to delay. But before I bring up our men's lounge team, now, you know, we going to, I'm going to be, well, no, I'm not going to be nice. I was going to say I'm going to be nice. Our men, I'm not going to be nice. I ain't going to play fair today. It is what it is. Okay. So, you know, our men, I don't know if they scared tonight. Some of us falling off. The wounded warriors. I don't know what's going on. But I'm glad our brothers are in the house. I love them so dearly. I really, really do. They know I love them. I don't know what I would do without each and every one of them. So before we get started and I bring up our fellas on this evening, y'all know what it is. I'm going to ask you to like, subscribe, and share, please. And thank you, ma'am and sir. It is what? Free 99. Help us to grow this amazing network and get this awesome information out there. Help us to spread the word across the land that Bravo with Sheila is here and we are taking no prisoners, okay? We're going to make it do what it do every time one of us shows up on this amazing place and in this space. So I'm just tagging some people. Just give me 1 second. I don't mean to be rude, but I want to make sure that people need to be here or here. So again, please like, subscribe, and share. And I want to shout out and say good evening to the most amazing moderator in these YouTube streets, none other than the Lady Inay Kenya. Thank you so much for being here. She is always on point, and I love it and appreciate it. Next, we have who? Oh, I see who we have. We're going to bring him up in a minute. I'm going to introduce him in a whole nother way today. It's going down, y'all. So next up, who else we have in the house is my sister, the lady Deshawn Beal. She was on last week. You know, she is a member of the Ladies Room Squad, and we love and appreciate her so very, very, very much. And so she is with us on tonight, and we say thank you for being here, Lady Deshawn. Let's see who else we have in the comment section. Looks like that's it for now, but we want to greet everybody and say, hey, if you are up in the expensive seats in the silent section, come on down to the comments, say hello. I promise you it is safe down here. We have security. Everyone is welcome, and we appreciate you being here. I also want to let you know that while are mindful of everyone's feelings, everyone's opinions, everybody's core values, and whatever you believe. We honor, respect it. We appreciate everyone, and we welcome your comments. We just ask that you do be respectful as we do share on tonight. We don't have to all agree, but we do have to be respectful to one another's feelings and opinions as we share. It's a free, safe space we come to discuss. We're not here to convict nor convince. We are here to have open dialogue, healthy conversation, have real talk with real resolutions before we leave on here on tonight. So, without further ado, let's see. We got Disciple Spencer in the house. Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining, being in the house. We appreciate you and we are happy to see you. So, on tonight, in the men's lounge, I'm going to bring to the stage. Y'all know him. He's no stranger. None of these are strangers. None of them are strangers. Some of them is falling off, but you know, we're gonna give them a little space. I think they can hold it down on tonight. So we're gonna bring to the stage who I call 204. He is my biological brother from the same father and mother. Minister Donald Brathwaite is in the building. Hey, bro, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Feeling good, looking good. It's good.
All right. All right. Well, be good. Do it in Brathwaite style, how we do. That's right. You
That's right.
see, he's traveling, and we want him to be safe on the road and look forward to him joining in once he is settled. All right. And next up is my brother from another mother, but from the greatest father to ever be a father, which is our Father God. He is in the person of Pastor Linwood, toxic number 2, most of the time number 1, but he's somewhere between 1 and 2. He is in the person of Pastor Linwood. Come on, bro, say hi to the people.
I came tonight and I'm hiding the brand because we ain't doing brands, but I wanted to show you that I'm drinking 0 sugar, 0 calories, and tonight is 0 cap. I'm coming straight, no filter, but all truth.
Well, come on with it, bro. Come on with it. That's okay. Right. Cover the brand. I got you. I can't say mine's just not no sugar, no calories. I'm going full throttle with mine. I'm just putting it in my cup. But thank you for joining us. I love him. My brother is here because he speaks truth. He brings wisdom, and we appreciate him sharing his experience in the house tonight. And last but definitely not least, I tell you, you know, this toxic team, you know, I'm not sure they twinning. They just twinning, right? He's celebrating because he got his partner in the house. He is who I have deemed the experience and the encounter. He is no stranger. If you know, you know, and if you don't, you're gonna know by the end of the night. So he is also known as the Psalmist Voice, aka Pastor Chris. Bringing him to the stage. He is one of the lead moderators and co-anchor of the Men's Lounge, and I appreciate him being here on tonight. Come on, say hello, greet the people, sir.
What's good, Bravo Wheeler Nation? It's your boy Thomas Voice, and of course, we about to set this thing off. We got Pastor Linwood Beal in the building. We got Minister Donald Brathwaite in the building. And if anybody else want to come on, it's all good and all, all great. We about to bring the smoke and the Holy Ghost. So Pastor Bill, he had his zero. Anyway, he got his drink. I got my tea. I'm good. I'm ready to get it in. Y'all better be ready because we're about to blow the stage off. We're ready to go. This lounge in building. Let's go.
Yes, and there you have it. That's right. It is always a good time when the men come into the building. Why? Because something happens when men speak. And I'm glad that they are here. I love them all dearly. I really do. And I would have it no other way. Oh, I'm so sorry. We have a comment I cannot afford to miss from Our Lady Deshawn Bill, our Ladies Room squad member. I believe she was referring to the Pastor Linwood Bill. She says honest and handsome. Yes, I agree. That's my brother. I can introduce you if you like. I can introduce you if you like. I know y'all share the same name already, but I'll still introduce you. It's okay. Okay, there's a timeout. There's a flag on the play. Okay, come on, Pastor Chris. What happened?
Listen. With all due respect, Lady Bill, stop throwing all little, because it's about to go on. Okay, so please save it for after the show. All right, because I know what you're trying to do. Okay, I'm done.
We don't know what you're referring to, and I just want to share on tonight. We're sharing the same topic tonight that we had last week on the ladies' room, and I asked the men if they would, tune in, chime in, hear what we had to say. So that when they come this week, maybe they have some responses or some concerns, some questions that they wanted to add in. And I just want you to know that Pastor Linwood was not being gracious. He was not being, he wasn't. So the comment section, let the comments comment. We're gonna let them do what they do and leave them be. Okay, y'all gonna be all right. Y'all gonna be all right. Big up your man, sis. Big him up. I'm not mad at that. So, what you want to say, Pastor Linwood? Because I look like you're ready to say something.
I saw Kenya said hello. I don't even want to respond to my wife because I'm in agreement with my brother, Pastor Chris. I know what she's trying to do. But because I was in great company today, Lady Dawn, I had breakfast with Bishop William Murphy Jr., and we talked about distractions. And I know what she's trying to do. And I will not let her distract me from telling the truth of the matter on tonight.
Oh, okay. All right. Y'all are acting like y'all a little disciplined this week. I'm not sure which way the fire's gonna go, but I love the fact that you had to create a strategic plan because you know ahead of time how it goes down up in here. That's all right, ladies. We're gonna love on our men anyway. Y'all are looking marvelously handsome on tonight. Debonair and I love it all. That's right. That's right. Come on, shoulders. Spread them wide. That's it. Do what you do. So on tonight, we got the men's perspective on this topic that we discussed last week. It was a topic that I shared about a year ago. I thought it was a good time to bring it back. As we are talking about relationships and improving them one with the other, so that we can build stronger individuals, so that we are building stronger marriages, so that we're building stronger communities. And we all know that there's a major breakdown, and always has been. Well, I don't want to say always, but it's been for a long time within the male-female perspective of relationships. And so our topic on tonight is strong female energy does not replace strong male presence. I'm going to say it again, just in case somebody don't get it. Our topic, what we're talking about is the strong energy that we as women carry. And basically it comes from the statement of, how we get into our space, ladies, in our head. And we like, I don't need a man because, I got my own car, I got my own house, pay my own bills. I pay for my own trips. I buy my own stuff. We list all the things that we do and it make us independent. And we say, well, I don't need a man if I'm doing all these things. Well, I kind of beg to differ because while you are doing all of these things, and it is wonderful that it makes us independent, it does not take the place of the presence of a man. There's still something missing with all those things. But we have been kind of duped and tricked into believing that if we acquire all these things, we don't need the man. And when we do that, that makes our men feel obsolete. It demasculates them, makes them feel obsolete, unwanted, unneeded, unnecessary. And we do not show them the proper respect and value that they should receive. So I want us to talk about it. Last week, we talked about it from the female perspective about what female energy is, what is our strong female energy, how it relates to the male presence in our lives. Are we making room for the men to come into our lives? Are we making it easy and the smooth transition for them to come in our lives? Why are we so resistant in allowing them in our lives? So tonight, we got our men in the building on tonight. And I don't know if you guys want to take 2 minutes to share on the topic first, or do you want to just on the topic itself, or do you want to just go ahead and dig in? Tell me what y'all want to do.
I'm
Pastor
following
Lou?
Pastor Chris.
Oh, all right. Okay. Well, come on, co-host.
It matter. Those gonna get fatter, so it don't matter to me. Let's gonna dive right in.
Okay, well, hey, then let's go. Hey, Von Eric, thank you for joining us. You should be on this platform tonight, Von Eric. All right, so I want to ask, we'll start off with this part of the conversation. We know that it is a struggle, and I'm gonna give y'all, I'm gonna be gracious to y'all tonight. I'm gonna treat you with loving kindness and tender care because we want to hear what you have to say. Fix your face, Pastor Chris. So I want to start by asking this question. When it comes to male presence, why are you here? Why is it so important for a male to be present? When you come, what are you showing up for? What should a woman expect when you come into our lives? It's some women, I'm trying to open dialogue and conversation because honestly, from what I've heard, y'all men often say, some, not all, as Pastor Chris says, women don't know what they want. Because we don't know what we want, we don't know what to expect. Because we don't know what we want, we don't treat you right, we don't recognize you when you show up. So what should women expect when a man comes into your, what is your presence? Why are you here? Whoever wants to share.
So I sit here with all due respect in shock and amazement that you would even have to ask the question. And to be honest, sis, I know that wasn't for you, and I know that there may be several women in the audience that wasn't for. But I do believe in this day and time that it is absolutely repugnant that our women don't know why we're here. Excuse me. And I'll say this to the chagrin of my brother, Pastor Chris, because we know that we don't represent the population of our community who even brings to question why we're here, because when we show up solid. Excuse me. But black men of character, black men of maturity, black men of integrity and standard are showing up to lead, to provide, to protect, and to continue on the legacy. And I will say our community has a rich legacy if you look back on our community of not only providing in the material realm, in the physical realm, but also providing the emotional nurture and support that our families need, not just our women or not just our women, but our family, our children, our communities, our churches, our businesses. It is absolutely essential in our community that we see a man out front in every aspect of our lives. Watch this, because of and I need Prophetess Risha Epps to hear this because she posted a listening ear in the comment. Because a woman, contrary to what is sold and believed today, Pastor Chris, a woman cannot do a man's job. A woman cannot do a man's job in leading the family. A woman cannot do a man's job in being the breadwinner. A woman cannot do a man's job in leading inside or outside of the house. Excuse me. And I know this is not a Christian show, but the God that I happen to serve did not design it that way. Did not design it for a woman to be out front and leading. I absolutely need a partner in life, business, ministry, and parenting. But just because I ask for a partner does not mean that I need you to lead. I need you to partner with me in the vision that God has given me for it all and to support me as I lead in the vision.
No, that's good. That's good. And by all means, we keep it real and raw on here. But I had to ask that question, yes, because even those of us such as myself who, we do know, and that wasn't a question for me, but that it's a real issue as a woman. I'm sharing and I'm asking that question because what we have to remember is that the changes that have gone in the family, in the community, in the mindsets of women have shifted everything in relationships with men. And like you said, biblically, the way God set it up, and again, y'all know I'm a God's girl, so you're going to get some Jesus every time. Whatever your moral compass is, that's good and fine and well. But so many women have developed this mentality, and unjustly so. Some of us were taught or shared by wounded women. So we're walking around with the mentality of, I don't need a man, because we came up in a home without one, with an absent father, and the mother was still hurting from that breach in that relationship. So that's our norm. That's what some women, what their norm is. And they don't know how to receive a man then when he does come, because he doesn't know that these are the things he's supposed to do. We may say it, and it's different when we're talking to each other, but hearing you as a man say it, hearing other men say, this is what I'm coming to do, it shakes up the dynamic in our mind of what it's supposed to be. So, by all means, man, please understand, I'm not asking the question of offensively. I'm asking for knowledge and so that women can hear from a man what you're coming to do, because not all men are bad. We walk with this attitude that, there's no good men, there's no good men, and that's not the truth. So everything that you shared, that we're here to lead, provide, protect, not just materialistically or physically, but emotionally, nurture. A lot of women don't believe men are here to I don't want to say cater to, but to help embrace our emotions, because we're under the premise that men, y'all don't feel, you just the strong man that's supposed to, you know what I'm saying? So you sharing just from there was really amazing and helpful. I hope you guys are enjoying this conversation so far. I appreciate that, my brother. We're going to get some good content on tonight. I'm going to read some comments before we go to Pastor Chris. And they says, teach Pastor Linwood, because again, that was really good. Some young woman needs to hear just what you said, so she can hear that there is a man out there. And if there's one that's out there and this is how you feel, other men connected to you are of the same mindset, so that there is hope. Women don't feel hopeless. Men are aware. Risha says, Prophetess Risha, hey sis. She said, I still believe that you should be able to articulate your purpose and position, because there are some women who have never seen a man in his proper role. Amen. You know, and that is true, and that happens. And again, that's why I felt it was important that you share, especially on this question. I love what you said about the fact of you needing a partner does not take away from you as a leader. Women don't think that because a man is looking to partner with you, not use you, but partner with you, does not mean that he is not still the set lead of the home or your relationship, or, you know, you set the tone, you make the difference. Disciple Spencer says, I agree with what you're saying, Pastor Linwood. Amen. Amen. And she also says, amen, Lady Dawn. So come on, Pastor Chris, share from your perspective. This is topic, strong female energy. We come with our strong energy, but it does not replace the strong male presence. We are talking from the man's perspective tonight. Come on and share, sir.
Okay. Well, there's a yin and a yang when it comes to female and masculine energy, right? And I'll get into that later on in this. But we have to understand that, yes, we understand that there's been a separation of generations here. We have the old school, as we call it, that there's a gap there where we've lost our place in certain aspects. Now, you are as a man and you grow up with gaps, this is where we have this issue of the scale being uneven, because of the fact that we have the elders that have died off 2, 3, 4 generations way too early. That's about coincidence, but that's a whole other show. What I'm saying is, we issue. So the men that are here now, that understand who they are in not only God, because again, that's the secret ingredient to all platform. However, if any man's going to understand who they are, they have to have a relationship with the one true God. Sorry. Now, understand even different things that watch broadcast. I get it. But at the end of the day, you have to have that source. That's the only way you're going to understand who you are as a man. The one God question. Most of us don't have a clue who we are until we get the roadmap. Our leader, our founder, the one that set us straight, the one true God, that's Jesus Christ. Whoever believes, that's what you believe. But however, in order for us to understand now, present day, here's the why we don't have a lot of men showing up. Because the fact of the matter is, we don't know how to. That's the real part. But again, is that excuse? No. And that we, it is because of society. I'm not doing that tonight. We got to step up as men. We drop the ball. Absolutely. Do we have to step up being men of God? Absolutely. I'm tired of seeing of God in the news, some nonsense going on these secret excursions with private. Okay, you know what? Let me not go there. What I'm saying is, we have to understand one true point. I get it. Ladies, I get it. About this today. Where's our presence? I get it. You got to be the man and the woman. I get it. When you have a man that knows who they are, they have their vision, purpose, they're walking in it, whether it's driving in a $50,000 car or they drive a $30,000 car, that difference. That doesn't, man. His masculinity of who he is defines who he is. He's going to walk, knock down every wall that comes before him, regardless of what Boo Boo said, regardless of what your ex said, regardless of what your mama said, I said it. We're gonna walk in who we are as men. Now, and to be better by uniting other men that have done it, that have seen it, that can make us better in who we are. Absolutely. But the
Hold on, Pastor Chris, you're going in and out. Your reception is bad. We're hearing half of what you're saying.
Yeah, I text my brother. He got some great points I was able to decipher, but they were breaking up a little bit.
Oh,
yeah,
goodness.
We want to be able to make sure we hear what you said. If you want to put something in the chat until you can get your reception right. I know it might be the weather where you're at.
Yeah.
Because you're freezing a little bit.
All right. Can y'all hear me now?
It's better, but you're still buffering.
Oh my goodness. All right.
Y'all hear me now?
That's better.
Not better.
Okay.
Is that about?
That's better.
All right. All right. So I'm going to talk in the mic. All right. We have to understand that who we are as of God. One, whoever your moral compass is, whoever you believe. You have to understand you cannot be a better man without having great mentorship. This is what made the man in the first place. God was our first. If we want to go back to Genesis, the greatest relationship between a man and a man is God and Adam. And I talk about the perverse stuff we got today. I'm God and man. If we have connection today, do you understand there's going to be a new revolution of man? There's new. Do you understand that when you tap into that venue, you understand regardless of where you come from, where you hail from, how you were brought with whatever parent, the one source to give you all the tools is the Lord Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. That's source because so I had to learn from the school of hard knocks, had to learn from Uncle Jimbo and all the rest of them. At the end of the day, it jacked my whole life.
You're still buffering.
Yeah.
You're still breaking up a little bit, so we can't hear you, but we do want to hear everything that you're saying. Because right now you're frozen. So gonna take a minute and let you see what you can do to work it out. Hey, partner, welcome, Tony. Thank you for joining us on tonight. Yes, Vaughn, Eric, we gonna work on it. Make sure that Pastor Chris gets set because y'all know he brings the smoke along with his toxic twin, Pastor Linwood. So in the meantime, we gonna move on over to my brother 204, Donald, Minister B. How you doing? Welcome to the platform. Glad you settled in. Come on and share with us on set. Mama Ava, welcome. Can y'all like, subscribe, and share. Tag some people into this space. It's good conversation. We're getting the men's perspective tonight on the topic of strong female presence does not replace strong female energy, does not replace strong male presence. So Donald, come on and share with us. I don't know if you heard the question that I was asking is why, when it comes to men, the male presence, why are you here? What is the purpose of the male in the life of the female? I'm asking this question from this space because there are a lot of women who may reject men, don't know what to look for when a man approaches, or what a man comes to bring into their lives, because we've been somewhat tainted and jaded by other things in life and by old experiences that have been passed down to us. Basically, some wounded women have taught some new women. So the
My
new
God.
women are carrying on some of the bruises from the wounded women. So we don't even know what that real man looks like when he comes into our lives. So want to share with us a little bit, if you will, and then we're going to come back to Pastor Chris.
Uh, so much to say, but I'm going short.
Give us three things. Give us three things.
Well, first thing is, man was created for the purpose of serving God and for being a companion to the woman. So, like in the animal kingdom, you have. Am I good on the sound?
You're a little low, but what I want you to share, what I want you to share from is the male, the presence of a man in a woman's life. From that perspective, what is the purpose of that? Because again, a lot of women, we're in this I'm every woman is all in me and independent, and we don't make room and leave room, and we don't think that there is a need because we're doing all of these things, not realizing. Yeah,
there certainly is a need. That's why we're here. We're each here for each other, for companionship, and the man's service to a woman is protector, provider, sharer, to love her. And I already said the number one, which is, well, for those who can value what the Bible says is why God created man to begin with. Well, he created him for her. I understand she was created from him, but when God saw the man Adam was lonely or looking lonely, he was wise enough to figure out, well, I need to create a companion for him. Not to get too far away from the topic, but we know that in the animal kingdom, they're paired up, male, female. Speaking as a man, we can't live alone without a woman. So for any woman to think that she could live alone without a man with all of her successes, all those successes that you mentioned at the start have to be shared with someone. It's good to have an increase, in prosperity. I would say that's good for anybody. And I get that when women who do accomplish things on their own feel very proud and very accomplished. That's great. I respect that. But who do you have to share those accomplishments with? And somebody might think, well, I have my children too. Right. But when I asked the question, I wasn't asking us who you enjoying it with. I'm asking, wouldn't it be nice to have a man to share those accomplishments with? And I believe the answer is yes. Because I believe that whether it's man, whether it's woman, you accomplish things for a reason. The more I accomplish for myself, I'm not doing it just for me. I'm really doing it for my wife first. If I'm laboring, how I labor, how I think, how I worship, how I provisionally, I do it for her. So my purpose of being here is because God created me to be here. I was born as a man, and I'm to serve as a man, and I'm to provide as a man. Excuse me. As a man is expected, I'm to service the woman the way the man is designed to service the woman, because the woman services the man in the way she's supposed to, and that's where creation comes into play. But again, my summary answer is we're created by God, purpose to serve, purpose for his worship, purpose to have our partnership and companionship with women. Man can't live by bread alone.
Well, that's true. Thank you for your shares. You said very good things. Along with they paralleled kind of to what Pastor Linwood said, and also some of what Pastor Chris was sharing. And again, please like, subscribe, and share. We're working out our technical difficulties on this side, so y'all just continue to hang in there with us. Go ahead, Pastor Linwood. You want to share something?
Yeah, I just want my mother-in-law in all her beauty shared something in the comments that I
Yes,
just
I was
want
going to get to
allude.
that.
Yeah,
I
I
was going
just
to get to
want
that.
to
But I
allude
put
to
it up
that.
now. You got it.
Yeah, I want to allude to that because it's also something that my brother DB just shared. And it kind of goes hand in hand. Mama Ava said God didn't design it to be like that, but some women had to be strong, had to be leaders, had to, and I disagree with that wholeheartedly. And here's why. Here's why. And I saw your face drop, Lady Dawn, and I want
It
to
did.
explain why I said that.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Because it was never designed for a woman not only to lead, but it was never designed for a woman to choose. And because women have stepped into the role of choosing their mates rather than wait to be chosen, because of impatience, because of being raised to be strong, because of raised to want to be the one to lead and to direct and to challenge and all of those kind of things, they found themselves and often now find themselves in relationships with people that are not compatible to where they're going. They see strong toxicity. They see the thug. They see the strength in the physical. They see the one that can protect in the physical, but can he protect you emotionally? Can he provide for you? Is he going to be anything more than a swinging penis at the end of the night? Is he going to be anything more than that to you? So I believe that women never had to step up to lead the family. Women never had to step up to lead and bring that strong female energy into a space where it superseded or took the place of a strong male. It's because of choices made, and we all make choices that affect our life, our families, and our destiny. And some of us have chosen to stand in roles that we were never designed for.
That was good. That was good. That's good stuff. And you talking right. And that is true. Now, my rebuttal or response to that right there is this. You made mention of us choosing instead of waiting to be chosen.
Absolutely.
What about the woman who waits to be chosen? She is chosen. Now we have a choice. Just because you choose us don't mean we have to accept the invitation.
And sometimes you do not based on packaging, based on appearance, based on character. And watch this. The character is not always a bad thing. It's just not in line with what you want. I don't want him. Okay. He appears weak. I can push over him. Why? Because you're in a domineering role, and just because he's mild-mannered does not mean he's not strong.
No, and that's true. That's true, but that's not where I was going. But that's true. I agree with you with that. Now, if I may, when we wait, because I'm being nice. I'm being nice to y'all tonight. I'm treating y'all gently, kindly with love. No, I'm being.
Come on.
Listen, I'm being. Now, we wait to be chosen. And right, we don't have to, it's not like we don't have, because almost in your comment, and the reason why I'm responding this way or going around the corner is because some people may have perceived what you were saying about us being chosen, not waiting to be chosen, as if we don't have a choice. That we're just sitting here waiting for somebody to walk by and pick us and say, you come with me. I'm saying people think in different ways. We have a variety of people, within our network. So I just want to make it clear that we have, while yes, we're waiting to be chosen, but we as women, you still have a choice. You can accept the invitation or you can reject the invitation. Now, for those who accept the invitation of being chosen, what happens when the person who chose you and you agree to it and you partner with them and you're doing your job and you're giving them the respect and the honor that they need, you are partnering with them, and then the man switches up, that puts you in the position where, no, I'm not designed to lead the household, but if you don't fulfill your commitment, what other choice do we have?
Give an example.
We have no other choice but to step up and do what needs to be done to keep the family intact. If you walk away from the responsibility or from leading, then we as women, these are, I know you're shaking your head. I'm responding to the other side of what you're saying. I'm not saying that we were, relax, y'all. I'm not saying that we were ever built, because y'all getting tight because you don't like what I'm saying, but I'm telling you a real truth because I've lived it. Y'all, we were not built to walk in your shoes. We were not made to lead and stand up front. We were not. But certain situations push us to be in that space, whether we want to or not, because we all can't die here because a man decides that he no longer wants to bear the weight of the family. And I'm not saying it's everybody, but I'm just speaking to that specific dynamic because it does happen. So what are women supposed to do in that case? Because now we are taking on something that's not meant for us to take on. So help us figure out how we're supposed to navigate that.
Either one of y'all brothers want it, or you want me to take it?
I'm trying to get my mic working.
Good.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. We can hear you at the moment. Go on.
Well, we got a storm going on right now, so I'll try to say as much as I possibly can say. Well, to answer your question, first and foremost, I understand the struggle. I get it. There's a gap here. Again, like I was trying to say earlier, here's a gap. So the gap is there's no elders, right? Now, if we want to argue about apples and oranges, that's going to be an all-night situation. Am I disrespecting a woman that had to do it by herself? No. Am I disrespecting for you being a woman and holding it down with all the nonsense going on in the world we live in today? Am I saying you're wrong for holding both roles? No, that's not what I'm saying. However, when you recognize a man that can hold you up with your suit, okay, I'm not gonna let me be nice. If you can have a man that can hold you up in your independence, throw your hands up at me, 6 figures, big house, little dog, big car, whatever it is, and the man ain't intimidated by one bit by what you got, he is there to give you what you need. And a lot of times women think it's about the dollar bill, y'all, but I'm sorry. The strongest part of a woman is her emotional mindset. And if a man can rock your, oh my God. If a man can rock your world here, and he can rock your world here, and he can hold you up in strength and power, and he knows who he is, I'm sorry, ladies. I don't care how strong you are. I don't care how many businesses you got. I don't care how many cars you got. I don't care how many dogs you got. The man ain't intimidated by your stuff. He wants to give you closure. He wants to give you something that you've never had. And I'm not talking about being gang banged by Tyrone. Oh, I'm sorry. I know this is a family show. I apologize. But I gotta be real with it. We are arguing about stuff that is never going to, this is apples and oranges. Where are we going to get to the source? Do we applaud you? Real men will applaud you, ladies, for holding it down for as long as you have. Real men will give you the flowers that you deserve. But however, we are built to handle it. This is why we have broad shoulders. Hello. This is why we have certain abilities that you don't have. You get emotional, you get upset, you go bonkers. It's our job to take your stuff and roll with it and be able to turn that negative into a positive. Now, it comes both ways, but I'll get into that later. But I hope I answered your question. I hope y'all heard me. This is part 1 of part 2. I'm done.
So, Dawn.
Hold on one second, Donald. Let me just address this one thing in there. And then, yes, jump in. I just want to say, and I hear, we hear everything that you're saying. Totally agree. I agree with what Pastor Linwood said. Again, I do. I understand where y'all are coming from. I'm talking about, I was responding to what he said, because you also want to bring the other side of the perspective. Because when it comes to women, we didn't, women became very strong in our independence and in our energy for a reason. Some of us didn't just decide today, like, I just don't want to be bothered with a man. Something happened somewhere along the way where we did, just as Pastor Linwood was saying. The other thing I want to mention also before I forget, and this is my main point in one of the comments that you made, was about us bearing both roles. Now, I myself, being transparent, I don't try to bear both roles. I never have. I tell my son, I'm a single mom. My son's 22. I tell my son, I can't be mother and father. I don't know anything about being a father because I'm not a man. I have no idea at all. So I can't fulfill that role. I can only be the best mother that I can be to you. But as a mother who was in that situation, what happened was I found myself trying to compensate for what was not present by the strong male presence. So I wasn't trying to bear, and a lot of times we're not trying to bear because I know that I cannot bear. I can't lift as much as you can. I'm not made to carry as much as you can. I don't even want to carry as much as you can. Most women don't, but we've been pushed into that space. And I would just encourage women to, Father's Day is coming. I know it's a joke and it's fun. No, because we're trying to change the narrative. If we don't have conversations, we're trying to change the narrative. Now, and Donald, I'm gonna get right to you. I want you to jump right in. Women, when we have the mindset that our strong energy replaces the male presence, this is where we start doing this abstract stuff of buying Father's Day cards for single mothers. Absolutely off and wrong. Absolutely off and wrong. Mother's Day is Mother's Day. We will never be a father. No matter what we do, we'll never replace the presence of a male, no matter what we do. So I just wanted to share that because Pastor Chris made the comment about both roles. I just want to read some comments, and then Donald, don't forget your thought. Jump right in. I'm gonna do it really quick. Antoinette says, I agree. Real men will not be intimidated. And that's true. And we appreciate. And remember, we're not talking about all, but we are touching on the touchy parts of these conversations that are not had. So, yeah, it's going to be a little uncomfortable. It's going to be a little sensitive, and it might be a little, but we're going to make it. But we have to touch them because it's real so that we can understand what's going on the other side of this. all three of these men on this panel, while they are human beings and fathers, guess what? They're all pastors and ministers. So guess what? You got people in your congregation that are going through these things, and we need to be able to understand the differences in their perspective. We got people that are not a part of our churches, but that we just cross paths with, that we have to understand, you know, what real people are going through, so we know how to help and minister to them. You know, so these touchy pieces of conversation are very important. A lot of people don't like to have them, but here on Thursday night with Lady Dawn B, I'm not afraid to have a difficult conversation. Let's flesh it out so we can be better. Antoinette says, well, it's not about the dollar bill for me. It's about safety and consistency. I don't care about materialistic things. Partner, yes, ma'am, and thank you. Yes, I can do everything, take care of my whole self. I can. That's what I come to the table with. But even with that, and all that I take care of me, it does not mean that I do not need a man in my life. That is not what that means. That means that I come equipped to partner with you. I bring my independence to you. And when you prove that you can be a safe space for me and you are able to handle, as Pastor Chris was saying, all that comes with me, you're not intimidated by the strength that I have. Because guess what? When I come to you strong, it makes us stronger. So there's nothing wrong with being an independent woman and being strong. We just have to know how it fits into the scheme of relationship. So welcome, Michelle. She says, Lady Dawn, she is here. Disciple Spencer also says, I didn't choose to have to be the strong one. I didn't either, sis. It just happened. So I did what I had to do. Antoinette says, not going to let you lead me down a rabbit hole of disaster. No, we don't have to do that. I'm going to stand on the edge and I'm going to pass you a rope. Because guess what? If I love you, I don't want to see you go over the cliff either. They're going to be like, oh, well, I'll get another one. Nope, I need to get him. I need you to survive. I need you to make it, because my female energy ain't going to replace your male presence. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, ladies, we got to shift our thinking sometimes. One Eric says, I see your understanding, Sister Dawn B. And Risha F says, yes, Lady Dawn. So come on, Donald, jump in. I'm sorry. I just wanted to make sure we greeted everybody and got to those comments.
It's all good. Don't apologize. I just wanted to loop back to maybe 3 areas if time permits. Looking back to what you said in regards to yourself, in relation to when a woman takes on dual parent roles because of the situation that led to okay. So my thought is, or my question is, when he that findeth a wife finds a good thing, meaning you, my sister. Right?
Yes, I am.
Yes, that is you. Yes. That's why it was written, because that's about you.
I got it.
There you go. Who got what to say on that? Nobody.
I'm a great thing. I'm great.
The ones that do send them to me. They don't
come on.
There you have it. What I'm putting out there is, when he that finds a wife finds a good thing like you, I would assume that at that point, she no longer has to place. She no longer has to do dual roles, provided the man is meeting the expectations that she sets. I've heard several ladies in the conversation in the chat that you read off say things that sound to me like, I didn't need a man to make these accomplishments, but I do need a man to share those accomplishments with, but he's got to be a man that fits in with what my expectations are. And my statement to that, if that's the thought, is, well, once that man finds you as a good wife, and you've been dual parenting for as long as you have, know that you have to now release that male posture to the man who steps up rightfully and righteously, because I know we're dealing with two different dynamics in our audience.
That's good stuff.
That man has to be fit. That has to fit in order for you to allow yourself to release that dual role responsibility and work, and then stay in your role, your position as the mother, and he works in his role and position as the father, or as the wife and as the husband. I fully understand why there are women that take on these dual roles. I fully have heard and maybe have seen and where there are women that take on these dual roles, and then they build these strong personalities. It has nothing to do with their monetary, material, or career accomplishments. Because again, every woman, every man sets a goal for themselves to be an accomplisher of something. I get that there are a lot of women that just have to do it, that go rather beyond that piece. But again, I'm saying to those ladies, realize that when you do have that right man in your life who sought you as the right wife for him, you ladies who are doing these dual parenting roles, remember, once that right man fits right and you fit right with him, you have to now relinquish the male position that you've had to that you stayed in to him. You cannot continue to be both parenting roles when you begin a relationship with someone that chooses once and has been waiting for you or looking for you.
No, and that's good. And that's true. I'm sorry, Lynn, I'm gonna get right to you. I just wanted to piggyback on what he said. I love that you said rightfully and righteously. And I just want to say, again, ladies, this is a space for us to lean in, and we are hearing from the men's perspective directly from men who have been there, who have done that, who have shared this space, have walked this walk. So they're not just talking and trying to say what sounds good. You know, everyone's speaking from a space of their experience. And we do have to learn again that's what's standing in our strong female energy. You know, we don't want to have to do it, but when that man comes along, and that's why I was asking initially, you know, I didn't want to start out toxic. I was hoping y'all was going, you know, switch y'all, you know, you left it up to me. So I was like, why are you here? You know, and again, it leads back to that point of purpose. Because we as women, we become so hurt and caught up and wounded, and we rest in the pains that we've gone through. We rest in, you know, that pressure becomes our norm. And then we don't know how else to exist outside of this strong female energy that we've carried. So when that man does come along, we have to unlearn what we have carried all that time to try to give space, to try to give space to that man to now fulfill that role. It is a hard space to be in, because you don't want to make that mistake again. Like I'm being real about, you know, those situations so that we understand from the woman's side, like what's happening with us. Because I think sometimes women, we're not honest and share with you men in those moments. And instead we don't stop to say to you, like, babe, I want to let my shoulders rest, but I don't know how. You know, go ahead, Linwood.
I wanna step in, Dawn, and you know you my sister for real, and I value your opinion. But if I can be totally transparent, it takes me back to conversations that I had 3 years ago coming into relationship with my wife. And excuse me, and conversations that persist now, not only with her, but you know, with my mother, with my wife's mother, with women who are, you know, prominent figures in my life. I absolutely agree in taking a serious tone now. I absolutely agree with these brothers and with you and with the comments in on, you know, from our audience, that there have been times where, whether it was by self-inflicted methods of making bad choices or whatever it was, or some ninja just decided he wanted to bow out because things were too tough, that women had to pick up the mantle and stand in a place that was never designed for them. I get that. Here's my issue. My issue is that when brothers like myself, when brothers like DB, when brothers like Pastor Chris show up, then we not only have to deal with your strong female energy, we have to deal with what we didn't create. We have to deal with an issue that we did not create. Whether it is your trust issues in not having someone to support, so now you don't know how to allow me to be a provider. Whether it is your trust issues where it comes in to step in to help you raise and rear your children because you had to step in and do both roles. Now you got them jacked up, and I can see that they jacked up, and I'm calling you and them out on being jacked up, and now I'm the bad person.
Yeah.
My issue, hold on. My issue is, watch this, that when the good brother comes, who has, watch this, not strong male toxic energy, but he's coming from a healthy place of wanting to protect you, provide for you, nurture you, lead you spiritually, emotionally, and physically. Then, because it's never been seen before in your life, there's a struggle, and I'm trying to control you. I'm trying to tear you down as a woman. I'm trying to tear down everything that you work so hard to build up. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Even in a woman's strongest mindset and on her strongest day, for whatever the reason, her trying to create something that was designed for a male will never work. It only creates, watch this, a persona on the inside of her that demeans men from whatever perspective they come into her life. Now, the man can try to come in a healthy manner, and because she's never seen what exists in him before, then it's always looked at from an unhealthy perspective.
No, it's good. And you're right. And Pastor Chris, I know you want to jump in. I was agreeing with you with what you're saying. When you got to the point about when you do step up and you step in and you are trying to handle and do what was not done as a man in that space, you know, you asked the question, you know, now you said, now I'm wrong. Now we're wrong. You're not wrong. It's and I know that we as women can come off with that we come off defensive in those moments. But we are learning how to relinquish that space. Some of us. It is a fight and it is a trust issue because we are learning to let our guards down. And I can speak for me because I've been there. I understand. I don't think most women want to make it difficult in that space and time. But that's why, as I said, a lot of us don't know how to say, like, hey, this is a sensitive sore spot for me. I want to trust you, and I don't know how. You know, I want to let my shoulders down. I just don't know how because I've never been able to let my shoulders down. I remember when my son was very young and he used to go with his father like every other weekend. And the weekends that my son wasn't there is usually the time people are like, well, you know, that's when you can relax and do whatever. I never relaxed. I still couldn't relax because I said, if I get into this relaxed state, I'm going to have to put my guards back up the minute he comes back home. So I stayed that way because it wasn't ever a permanent fix. So I did not know how to relax my shoulders. I didn't have that backup that was consistent enough, whether you're going to step up and be that person, say in my child's life, but even just in relationship for me, just be that strong enough shoulder where I can, you know, decompress and be in this space to trust where I can learn how to do that. And a lot of us women have to learn how to do that. And it requires that patience of a man. Because again, as you were saying, we have not seen it in front of us what that really looks like. That man holding us down really looks like. So we're learning. And this is why this conversation is important. So I hope you like, subscribe, and share. Pastor Chris, I'm going to get right to you. I just want to read some comments that are in the comment section. Bravo with Sheila Network says, a man who understands what you have been doing alone will help you merge into releasing and learning again to present your situation. I love that. I agree with that. We have to learn that. We all don't experience that. I pray everyone would get to experience it. And it's good conversation for both sides so men can understand you're getting out what your expectations are. You're getting out, sharing with us what your presence is. What's the purpose of your presence? You men are sharing so that we women can hear from a man's perspective what you are here to do. So we know what to look for so we can choose better. And so that when men such as yourselves do approach a woman and want to be these things to her, we know how to begin to receive you, not turn you away with distrust. Pastor Chris said, do you know how, woman of God? And that was referring to about us relinquishing that space, that when that man steps up, do you know how? A lot of times we don't, because our tension has become our norm. So that's what we know. And again, we have to unlearn that. Von Erich says we should know and understand there's two sides to every coin. Also, many ways of understanding in relationships, not just one way. Absolutely. There is two sides. So we can't be so hell-bent on just our side and what we're experiencing that we don't take time to show grace, patience, and understanding to the other side, because it is two sides. Risha says, because I can does not mean that I want to. Amen, sis. I agree as a woman, just because I can do a lot of things, but I sure don't want to. I don't want to have to no more. I really don't. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Can I say it again? I don't want to do it. Like, subscribe, and share. I don't want to do it. Come on, ladies, put it in there. I don't want to do it. You can have it, sirs. Lady Deshawn says, that is a part of being in a relationship, because as a woman, we have to deal with your baggage as well. She's referring to what her husband, Pastor Linwood, said. Listen, good brother, come with your luggage too. Healthy is subjective. Oh, good point. Good point. Y'all can duke it out later. But she's true. That's right. It is what comes with it. When you, as a man, when you are approaching a woman or you're dealing with a woman who's in that situation, y'all see it before we even get there. So you know what you're walking into. So you have the option to either continue walking into it or leave it alone. And if you choose to walk into it, it's your time to create the strategy on how you're going to deal, navigate through that and help us as women navigate through it, because we don't know. I know I'll say it with my chest, just as hard as you. I sure will. I will stand 10 toes down. But I know that I have to learn how to bring that down and when to be in that space and when not to, and that's something women, we have to learn how to, if you want to say, code switch and be able to bring that energy down when we need, because no man wants to deal with a woman acting manly in that sense, but for me, if I'm very much the Jill Scott mindset. If you can tell me what to do, you can tell me what to do. But if you can't tell me what to do, you can't tell me what to do. But when you can, you got it. You know what? You win, sir. Because again, I don't want it. I don't want to keep walking with my shoulders strong. Antoinette says, that's it at Deshawn. We deal with it all the time. Where's the grace for us? And I think that's another thing. While it's true, we have to not compare pain. We have to not compare struggle, because it's not to one up the other, so I'm learning to be quiet and hear out, because I realize that if I listen to you and learn and understand where you're coming from as a man, and I show you that I'm hearing you, that you will in turn, when you get through the other side, you will in turn reciprocate that back to me. It's that ebbs and flows. Von Erich says, wisdom, Pastor Linwood, spiritual leadership, a must. Mama Ava says, absolutely. Come on, Lady B. I was just saying. I'm gonna get through these comments, and then I want Pastor Chris to come in, and I want my brother to come as well. Bravo Sheila says, this has to be handled gingerly, so it will be accepted. Women have to deal with the learned behavior of men too. So both have to merge in love and peace, not in a demanding way. And that's true. And I think that also speaks to how you lead. You know, that speaks to how you lead and how you express. Disciple says we all have luggage. We have to unpack carefully. Again, everyone, you know, it's both sides. But we're letting the men share on tonight how they feel. And we know they're not negating the fact that there's a woman's side to it and that we're feeling. And we did share last week. So I don't want you to think that they're being unfair. They are speaking from what a man's perspective, sharing from a man's space. And we are absolutely leaning in and validating what you're saying. We're receiving it. So communication, patience, and grace are vital from both to allow the roles to be realigned. We're hearing what you're saying, man. And this is what I love about y'all. Y'all stand on what you say. You stand on business, you know, and you don't take down. Let's see, I got 2 more comments, and then we're going to let Pastor Chris go and Donald, and we're going to swing back to Pastor Linwood. Risha F says, proper healing does take place in an unhealthy, unbalanced environment. There needs to be a healthy, consistent atmosphere to heal. It requires time. Deshaun says that part, as women, we have to learn that matching energy doesn't always work in a relationship. She was speaking to when I was referring to me learning how to tone it down. When I might have to talk with my chest when I'm at work, but when I come home, I can't be all, you know, bumping chest with my man. That's not gonna work, because y'all don't want that. Well, you know, not in that way. I'm just saying, you know, y'all want us to rest in the female. I'm just saying, y'all, listen, y'all getting deep and serious tonight. I was like, I don't know, we gonna have to make y'all smile something. Risha says, yes, at Deshaunville, do not get on that ride. Like, ladies, let's learn how to rest. There are trusting men out here that we can trust with our stuff and that can handle. And when you come across one, don't damage him. Be patient. Learn to trust and let him in. So come on, Pastor Chris.
Okay. First off, now that I have my mic is working, hopefully you guys can still hear me. First off, let's look at why this actually matters for a man's present to be in the midst. Why? We were asking this question. Well, what I've discovered is that when genuine masculinity and femininity come together, guess what? They make movements. They make love in the kitchen, in the bedroom, in the business room. Okay, you say you want us to stop being serious. I had to throw that in there. I'm sorry. But anyway.
It was good. You good.
So emerging each other, especially as a community, it is the most powerful thing. See, we're so busy bringing energy on negativity, but can you understand the positivity when a Black man that's strong, Black woman that's strong, that yes, you have issues. Yes, men have issues too. Yes, we do. But guess what? We do other stuff. We don't, keep it in. We box it out. We run it out. Some of us are gamers. We game it out. Whatever it is to even kill, we're able to make some type of, equality here. So again, when authentic masculinity and femininity show up together, we ignite a powerful force. Again, this is exactly what I've been trying to say. Now, of course, since we were going to be so serious, see, I was going to go to a whole nother shift here, and I know this is a family show, but again, it's getting late. So, of course, we got Dong B After Dark. So I'm going to throw a little element into the room, just a little bit, as the psalmist does. So Here's the element, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have an adult conversation, shall we? Let's talk about in the bedroom. Uh-oh. I'm about to throw this thing off, Pastor Linwood. Guess what? Presence of a male presence, right? One of the most powerful aspects of masculine energy set strong foundation for the feminine to shine and the magic of the two ignite. Do I have to say that one more time? Let me say it to the more educated folks. Okay, here we go. The presence of the male presence, one of the most powerful aspects of the masculine energy, is to set a strong foundation for the feminine to shine and the magic of the two ignite. So what do I mean about that? Well, you gotta both be unbaggaged, quote unquote. Now, are we always going to be 100% unbaggaged? Absolutely not. It's going to take time, and it takes a special person, man or woman, to completely free you. There you go. So that's the answer to that question. So compare that to when you know that the other person's intention was elsewhere. Yep, we already know that. We both been that part. Male, female. We know when that person was not truly interested in who you are, all that stuff, right? So how much freer do you feel when you are being held in an embrace of a presence? And we're talking about the male presence, right? So the psychological aspect of what makes a woman, men, we have to know how to communicate to the woman here, because no other button will come on if we don't understand who they are here. And we have to be clear here, men. We can't be going back to the caveman days trying to beat somebody upside the head and expect them to say, oh, baby, yeah. No, sorry. Let's keep it real. If we're able to bring a presence of strength, yes, of course, yeah, oh, Pastor Chris went to the bedroom. Ooh, well, look, that's the source of everything. I'm going to be real with that. Yes, we understand that we have our own individual walks and talks. I get that talk. I get that. But when it comes to being in the bedroom, when it comes to making something solidify, becoming one for real, we got to understand we have to communicate here and here. And if you're not released from your crap that you've been through from Tyrone or from Susie or Shaquita or whoever it is, how are we going to ever be that dominant presence in any facet? I'm just saying. I'll wait. I know I threw this whole thing off, but I did it on purpose. But let me go ahead and just close my mic a little bit, because I want DB to say something, because I got so much more to that. But I'm going to yield my mic. I'm done.
Okay. Well, no, you brought a good point. It's okay, 204. Come off your mic. Come off your mic. It's safe. It's safe. I promise. No, you brought a real point and perspective to the conversation. It's okay. Sometimes it shifts. That's what we got to do. The real point of a male presence will allow the female energy to relax and get into a place where you can connect together, and again cause the woman to shine. For those who did not fully capture everything that he was saying, I believe that wrap it up well. Okay, because that's what he's saying. You know, talking about the connection. You know, we are able to rest in our female energy without having to be strong when we are in the presence of a strong man that we are connected to. Come on, 204. Share something. Are you frozen?
No, not frozen. Not in the least.
All right. Well, come on and share. I got after you. I want Pastor Linwood to share, and I got one ending defining question for y'all.
Okay. I don't know what my share really should be off that last one, but we'll put this out there.
It doesn't have to be. Listen, this is your share. That was his.
Off my chest, or let it be said or heard. Well, ladies, so absolutely, I understand the importance of intimacy in a relationship being part of that relinquishing that trust and so forth. But being a father of 4 daughters, and I hope none of them are tuning in to what they just heard.
Your daughters are grown. They all grown.
Because it will contradict what I told them as they were growing up, and as I tell them, even as the women that they are. One of the things I tell them is a man will only do what a woman allows. So, ladies, don't give away your pride to a man that has not even measured up to the expectation. Because it's very easy for women to get fall in love real quick on the first one night or the first night. And I'm being gentle with my words.
I was going to say, watch your voice. Don't talk about the first night. Watch your voice. So,
watch my voice? Okay.
I'll just say.
Oh, okay. I thought I said something out of all I'm trying to
No, you did. You're fine.
Ladies, as important that is to you, what's more important between the two? In the order of importance, what's important first?
Do it again, Linwood. Do it.
Can't do that, but what is that? Is that what I think it is?
The cookie. It's the cookie.
Oh, it's a cookie. Gotcha.
He was helping you out. Your brother was.
Hey, DB, what I was saying, DB, is you taught your daughters well. Don't give up good cookies.
Yeah.
To somebody that
don't give a good look. Don't give up a good cookie to someone that don't even respect the package it comes in.
Come on, sir.
Let me say that one more time.
Say it again.
Give away your cookie to someone that can't respect the package.
That's for grown women too. That's for grown women too.
As grown women, let that be the last thing on your top priority list. Because look, if you put last first, you likely gonna put yourself in a situation that you're probably in that you're already upset about because the question on this program is, what are men purpose for? I paraphrased it, but the question is, what good are we? I paraphrased it again. The question is, well, why do we need you? So put your priorities in order. I mean, I was gonna go a different direction with something else, but because of what was said, and because my sister is one of my important ladies in my life,
you were shifting.
I'm just making it real. Yeah, that's important. I get it. It does fit in the priority list, but does it become first before the last or last before the first?
Can it be somewhere in the middle? Somewhere in the? No, I'm playing. I'm just kidding.
Don't make me in New York and punch your arm.
Let me just piggyback real quick, Lady Dawn, and then we can shift to your last question. I think you said you had.
I'm sorry. Wait, Disciple Spencer says, "Love it, Pastor Donald." I'll just say that Pastor Chris said, "Thug passion will only get you so far." Just saying, that's true. I was just asking. I'm sorry. I'm back to being your sister. I apologize. Come on, brother, Pastor Linwood.
I
think just like my girls. I'm just telling you what I still tell.
I'm grown.
I'm growner at that. I'm just keeping it real because the problems that you ladies are venting, rightfully so.
Don't cry, Linwood. Don't cry.
Also have to do with, well, what are you putting first? Are you putting the cookie out before the wrapper? Or are you gonna make him work through the wrapper?
Right. Watch what you lead with, because what you lead with, you're gonna have to use to keep it.
Yeah.
Just go ahead, Linwood. Come on, sir.
I'm holding up this cookie because
I will never look at cookies the same.
My partner in ministry, who happens to be my auntie Kenya, baked me a whole bunch of cookies this week. She baked me chocolate chip, oatmeal raisin, and snickerdoodle. Fresh. Now, let me say why that's relevant. It's because once I eat the cookies, they gone. That's it.
True.
Say it louder.
Once I eat the cookies, they're gone. When you lead with your strength being your sexuality, when you lead with a toxic energy as your strength, especially with someone, if you look at my name on the screen underneath it, and I didn't just put that there tonight, it's been there for the duration of time that I've been a guest on this show, it's HNIC.
Yes.
No matter what you bring to the table, whether you are the head bread or you're leading in breadwinning, whether you had this house before I got here, whether you had career and you were established, no matter where God has you in your life, when I come into your life, guess what I am from day one? HNIC. Now, if you lead with the physical and you allow me to conquer you there, guess what I am? I'm still HNIC. And guess what I'm doing? Now I can walk around, smoke myself on the chest, and let you know by looking you in your eye, I have conquered everything about you, and there's nothing left that leads you to a place where you can walk around and feel that you're supreme in any way. Because I am confident in who God created me to be as a man. I'm confident in my ability in the physical. I'm confident in my ability to take care of you in the financial. I'm confident in my intellect and able to lead you in making sound decisions that will prosper our family. I'm confident in everything that I do. So watch this. If you lead with your platinum cookie package, let me let you understand that I have had good cookies before that may have come in a different package.
But you ain't had no cookies like this.
Oh, come on, sis. Come through, sis.
See,
They had the platinum package. They had the platinum package. That's payback for last week. That's payback for last week.
Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something. Now, last week,
Don't let the cookies fool you.
last
The cookies
week,
work.
DB, we ain't interrupt them.
Yes, you did.
We didn't interrupt them last week,
Yes,
DB.
you did. Yes, you did.
Listen.
Y'all remember when he came in and
Wait. No.
Then
No.
she came and took my cookie, DB. She came and took my cookie.
Earlier.
Look, the point that I was trying to make,
That's
though,
because you
y'all.
took it out the wrapper.
The whole point that I was trying to make, everybody, is this, and please take this serious. The right man, the God sent man, the strong man, the real man for real, is not intimidated by your successes in any area of your life, nor is he intimidated by your failures, because he didn't come to save you, he came to partner with you. But watch this though. Watch this. Here's where the narrative often shifts. The narrative often shifts because you only want the man to be strong where you want the man to be strong. You only want the man to be strong in certain areas. You want the man to fix what's broken in your life. You want the man to be a great provider, but don't be strong when it comes to telling my children what to do. Don't be strong when it comes to setting rules for your household. Don't be strong when it comes to setting standards. And watch this. This is a big word for some women, some people. Boundaries. Don't be strong in setting boundaries for what it is that you expect of me and the people who are attached to me. Because watch this. I don't care how your parents or grandparents ran their house. This is how I run mine. I don't care what other relationships you've seen, what other marriages you have modeled yours after, but guess what? This is how I run mine. And when you're attached to me, can you pull us up closer again so they can see the little highlight under my name? When it comes to it, guess what? I'm always going to be, no matter how strong your female energy is, I'm always going to be HNIC.
Well, all right. Let it be known. Let it be clear. We hear you, sir. We hear you. Something happens when men speak. And let me just say, as we shifted, welcome to, it is 8:35. So welcome to Lady Dawn B Thursday nights after dark. Because it seems that something happens on my show at 8:30. It says to go to the left. I'm not mad about it. I'm just saying it's what happens. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. We talk about cookies and wrapping and packaging and different flavors and brands. I'm just saying, okay. Hey, welcome to Thursday nights, Lady Dunby.
So
You never know what you're gonna get. I know something happens when men speak, and what tonight is about the man's perspective, about strong female energy, not replacing the strong male presence. Go ahead, brother.
no, I was just gonna make joke to Pastor Linwood's wife that popped in to imply that I guess when he said he's had all kind of cookies, I guess she was saying, well, you had all the 99-cent bought cookies, but when you realize the flavor of an Oreo or Keebler,
That ain't order. That's platinum. That's platinum cookies. He ain't had platinum cookies. Remember, he said that they was homemade, fresh. See, that's different. This ain't store bought. This ain't store bought cookies.
So I guess
you can't get this on the shelf. It got to be made fresh every time. What you talking?
Yeah, that's that Whole Foods market anointing.
Come on, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna stop being.
It's homegrown. I mean, homemade. It's homemade. Homemade.
If y'all know what Whole Foods market is, y'all know what I'm talking about. But anyway, that's a whole nother subject for a whole nother time.
You can't get this everywhere. You can't get this everywhere. That's right. You want the platinum package. Ladies know that you are the platinum package, and men, you want the platinum package.
And that's real. That's very
My
real.
God, hold out for the platinum. Jesus.
The
Sorry, I went somewhere.
Oh, you noticed that, right? The platinum.
Huh?
The
The platinum. You went
the top shelf. So if you start from the bottom.
DB, let me ask you a question.
in worship.
And you operate in ministry as well as I do. Pastor Chris, this is for you as well. Even later Dawn B. If we can discuss this, and we can have this discussion that is a needed discussion for both women and men, and we know that our community needs this, why don't we take this conversation to the church? Because
That's a good point.
because listen to this. If you go in any African American church,
I got an answer for you.
if we go to any African American church in the country, maybe even in the world, the congregation, the population of the congregation, the numbers are going to outnumber women versus men most time in our church. We have women running our churches, but then we don't want women to run our house.
Wow.
And I'm not talking about just from a pastoral ministry standpoint. I'm talking about when you go to administration, when you go to head of ministries and auxiliaries in the church, when you go to our boards, when you go to the heads of the finances. You want women in their expertise to run, our religious organizations and our businesses, but then you don't want them to run our household. We have to do better.
Yeah.
We have to do better at having the conversation of balance and structure, because they have run business all day. They have run our church all day. They have provided structure for our children all day. And then when it comes to a decision being made for our household, we want them to take a back seat. So we have to be honest about the dynamic of a strong male in every aspect of their lives, and not expecting them to be strong for the world and then take a back seat to us.
Well, I like what you said. It was a question you asked, and I would say from my own personal experience, Uh, as I took notice of certain things that are just what you said, I learned to share. I learned how to change that dynamic slightly so that we're sharing and not necessarily overstepping one another. And where the church, I think, hold a responsibility to teach on that subject, I don't understand why it's not talked about in the church. Because coincidentally, I got invited to an event that's coming up in June, and it's for a Mason's Lodge. But to skip to the point, their subject is on male absence and where we need to take back the land. And I kind of felt two ways about. I kind of felt just what you asked, or just what you put out there. Like, okay, so if these Mason lodges are having those kind of discussions, why isn't the church teaching that? And the Bible gives more instruction than any other book you could read off a bookshelf that clearly said. And again, I'm respecting the fact that this is a, what's the word my sister uses?
We are open platform. We respect everyone's perspectives, religions. Right. While we are, whatever your core value, your moral compass is.
Moral compass. So I understand wherever you're. So for the more, so I said that not meaning to ignore that what I'm saying refers to your moral compass, because you can even take that on the other side and say the same thing. Well, where is the teaching out there, or the education, or the seminar? That's where is, and I think men need to honestly, and we as leaders, pastoral leaders or moral leaders, I think we need to take that responsibility up and start to build some kind of platform. It doesn't have to be a Holy Ghost filled, fire baptized kind of thing. Don't get me wrong. I would rather.
It should not be.
It shouldn't be, and that's why I say I would rather put something out there that welcomes everybody, no matter where they come from, no matter what their beliefs are, and put it out there so that it's an open share for all men, not dismissing the ladies, but for all men to have more dialogues like this, because we got to get our act together, the way, we're here helping the ladies, right? And they're helping us when they have their talk. But we got to really get our act together when it comes down to saying what we're saying and not doing what we said. And interestingly, I had a men's meeting. I'm part of a men's meeting. I'm one of the leaders there, and I honestly shared exactly what you said, Pastor Linwood. That the male absence these days is ridiculous. We're passing everything on to the ladies, and then we're doing the most complaining when they get home. But we're the same ones that are saying we don't have a problem with it, or we're not saying nothing. But when they get home, then we want to jump on them about, well, wait a minute now. This ain't the job. Don't be talking to me. Let's put a message out there that says, hey, fellas, let's not put out the Million Man March thing that happened years ago. Let's put something out there that has substance to every man's need for growth and development, within himself. Because again, that'll help with some of these issues that we've covered so far. For some ladies to realize that not every bad situation that a man has given or can give is not every man trying to give you that same kind of energy or behavior. Right. Yeah, I like what you said, and I'm up for putting something out there that's really local or virtual, whatever it's going to take, to get men to start really coming to get men to start taking their leadership or their position more seriously.
Right. No, this is good. I know we're not gonna get through it all in one night. I see you, Pastor Chris. And yes, we definitely want to do that. I'll share my comments after Pastor Chris, and then we can definitely do a part 2 with this Even then, again, at 8:30, it just shifts. The whole platform shifts, which is fine. I don't have no problem with it. But this is part of the reason why I do what I do. And again, I don't mind having the hard conversations and creating a safe space to have them. The truth of the matter is, and I don't want people to get worried and concerned with numbers. You have to understand that everybody's not going to show up at the beginning of a shift, of a change. Everybody is not going to show up to have the hard conversations. It has to start in small cliques. It has to start in small environments, because you have to create that foundation. When you're building anything, it starts with what? One brick, right? You got to put one brick and then another brick. So the fact that you guys have come together and made this point and agree, it will give it its own life and breath, and it is needed. And I'm going to answer your question, Pastor Lynn, will share my thoughts after. And I thank you all for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, and share. I hope you've been enjoying this conversation. I told y'all something happens when men speak. We are talking tonight from a man's perspective. This has been so good. Like, subscribe, and share. I want to give Pastor Chris a space to respond to what Pastor Linwood said. Then I'm going to come and give some comments. And then I want to give them space for brief final comments, just with my last question. And we'll end it that way. So come, Pastor Chris. Share, sir.
Well, first and foremost, I don't know why everybody got so quiet. I'm just saying. So let me answer the question, if I may, in regards to the drop of men decline in church. Well, first and foremost, not all, but some. And like I like to say, churchdom. There's a difference between having church and having churchdom. Okay? There's a difference. So we've seen the shift happen in the last 20 years. We've seen the incline of more women versus men, right? I'm gonna answer that question, because again, churchdom focused on emotionalism. Churchdom focused on heart matters. Then in turn, it caused volume of churches to increase so much from one gender, which is female, that now men, we communicate differently. We are not caught up on emotionalism. We're not caught up on all that stuff. You tell me how it is straight up. Don't sit here and give me this bells and whistles and all this other stuff. If I'm slacking as a man, I need you to tell me that. Don't tell me, well, brother, I'm, no, just tell me. So we've seen a lot of incline of brothers sitting in the back of the church. We've seen an incline of women taking leadership roles in positions in church. Also socially, especially when the Me Too movement happened, but that's a whole nother subject for a whole nother time. Yeah, I threw it in there, but there's some truth to it. So again, we have this incline of women dominance, right? In the church, in socialism, in social media, all this stuff. So again, to answer the question, can men evolve from all this stuff that we have put ourselves in? Yeah, I said it. Pastor Chris, you said that? Yes. You know why? Because we were leaders, right? We dropped the ball, right? Our forefathers before me, they dropped the ball. So me being the next generation, I got to pick up the ball and run with it. If I'm not going to pick up the ball and run with it, I'm going to have another generation behind me doing the same thing. So it takes panels like this. It takes conversations like this to really get into the hard issues and to understand that, yeah, everything's not going to be cookie cutter. Everything's not going to be praise break all the time. Everything's not going to be another third, fourth, fifth dimension moment. Look, the fact of the matter is we need to talk about hard issues. This is what's messing up the church as it is. We're not talking about sex. We're not talking about marriage. We ain't talking about the real deal Holyfield. We're talking about all this other third dimension stuff But if you jacked up from the floor up, how are we going to go to the third dimension when you can't even get to level 1? I'll wait. So questions like this, shows like this, having conversations like this will be able to make people that are in the kingdom stronger in relationships, because we're having conversation. We're not skipping over the narrative because we want Bishop to be happy. Because listen, it's too late for that. This is why church is almost superseding the world's divorce rate. Why? Because we don't talk about the issues. We don't unpack the baggage. We want to always walk in this cloud of holiness and all this other nonsense. Come on, give me a break. If you see that thing, like we were talking about cookies and all that stuff, let's keep it real. If the cookies smell good, if it look good, I'm going to eat it. Sorry. Yeah, I said it. I'm the most controversial person in the land. You can email me. Don't put it on Bravo Sheila Network. Don't put it on Lady Dawn B. You can email me at tpvradio2020@gmail.com. I said it. But I'm going to keep it real. This is the problem. We don't say stuff. We don't keep stuff. And yeah, I'm pastor, but look, I'm tired of hearing people complaining about fundamental stuff that could be dealt with since day one. But we don't talk about it. So that's why we have issues. This is why we have these issues. This is why we have shows like these that don't get watched. Why? Because we have a control of this is how a narrative is. But that's not the how the narrative is. And I'm gonna say this real quick, and I'm gonna close it. I'm gonna close my mic real quick. So what makes everything balance out, ladies and gentlemen? See, people, y'all don't understand this. But we need each other, right? We need the masculine energy, males. We need the female energy, right? We need y'all. I'm sorry. I don't care how successful we are. I don't care how many kingdoms we conquer. I don't care how many heads we cut off. We need y'all, right? So I'm going to say this real quick. I'm sorry. I got to say this real quick. So the masculine energy is fueled by the female energy, right? And the female energy is set free by the masculine energy. Neither can be in their fullest alone. I dropped the mic.
I think Pastor Linwood is broken. You done killed your toxic twin over there. Pastor Linwood, this is your fault. Again, something happens on my platform at 8:30. It goes out of it's Thursday night after dark with Lady Dawn B. It's what happens. And I ain't mad at it. We might have to do that, might have to make that happen. But I thank you all for seriously for your shares. Pastor Linwood, I mean, it's been an amazing conversation. And trust me, people will watch and they will continue to watch. And the point is that we have to keep doing what we're doing. Who needs to be here is here. Who needs to hear it, it will hear it. I always say Jesus took 12 and took over the world. He didn't, that's how he spread the word in small. He started with those, made sure their foundation was right. When we start coming together and putting these principles, these points, these jewels and gems together so people can see that we're not just talking what we're talking, even though we're all sharing from our experience and our well of life, like we are living proof. We are talking what we've walked and what we are walking out even now, so we are living proof. We're not just telling you something that sounds good, because truthfully, as Pastor Chris was sharing, a lot of this don't sound good. It is breaking up people's mindsets, their concepts, their thought process, because a lot of us want to rest in our anger. A lot of us want to rest in our frustrations. A lot of us want to hold on to that. We don't want to get healed so we can be better. Why? Because when I'm healed and I'm better, I am vulnerable once again to repeat it. So if I hold on to the pain that I know, I don't have to worry about making room for anything new to come and possibly hurt me. But guess what? When you heal and you truly heal, you will always come out stronger than what you were when you went in, because you're coming out with knowledge, you're coming out with strength, you're coming out with wisdom, and you're coming out with insight and foresight. So I really appreciate you guys all the time. I'm telling you, I love the men's lounge. I really, really do. Y'all always hit it. It's always toxic, good toxic fire. We got the toxic twins here. We got Minister Donald 204, aka DB, Big Brother DB in the house. And I want to say, Pastor Linwood, that was such a good question. And I want to answer you in two ways, or put it out there in two ways. You spoke about that shifting dynamic about women leading, how we lead outside of the home and then come home, and you want us to automatically drop it and switch to this follower mentality. And I say to that, and this is for women, for all of us really, is that everything has its place, and there's a place for everything. We have to know how to cohesively make that exchange. So, ladies, we might be the bosses in the office and we might be the pastor of the church, but that doesn't make your husband the first man. I'm sorry, ma'am. It does not. There's no such thing. You are doing what God called you to do, or whatever your moral compass is, and when He's called you to lead. But guess what? You leading doesn't make you always the head leader. It adds strength to your husband, who is the leader. You are a reflection of him. We are reflections of each other. When you see me, you see my man. When you see my man, you see me. We should look like one another. That's what it is. So when I win, he wins. When he wins, I win. And we have to be able to know how to switch that and shift it in a peaceful manner to make that transition. When you coming out of that pulpit, and I'm just saying, I'm a preacher myself, give it the, but trust, when I was married, and should I go that way again? When I come out that pulpit, trust and believe, I'm shifting. I don't want to be pastor when I go home. Please don't call me that. Please don't call me pastor, elder, bishop, prophetess, preacher, whatever, intercessor. Call me Dawn. Call me babe. Call me the name that's gonna make me forget my name. Call me something other than those things. We have to learn how to transition. I don't want to lead anymore. I've led in my space, and now I have to learn how to shift. And men, maybe you have to be more graceful or patient in leading us into that transition, so that we're not coming off strong and hard and dogmatic, so that you can stand in your rightful place. And women, we have to be careful to know that when men are leading, when our movie moved just like that, that's what the songwriter said. That's what it said. I like that song. Yes. You got it. Threw me off my point now. But point being, we have to make that switch and transition cohesive for one another, so that we can operate as a unit and no one is left in their feelings, so that women, we're not making men feel demasculated and unnecessary, unneeded. No, your space is your space, and we respect you as such. So let's say that. And why we can't have these conversations in church? Do you really want to know why we can't have these church conversations? I'm going to tell you, plain and simple. We can't have these conversations in church because a lot of us are so heaven bound that we are no earthly good. Second, because we are so busy being religious that we forget how to be human. Third, because we don't know how to really be real and operate outside of the shout and the talking in tongues and the music. We have gotten detached from real relationship, not just with God, but with each other. And we don't make it safe spaces for us to have these conversations. The church doesn't think that this is a part of the church. It's just everything Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. And I get it. But guess what? God says that He is concerned about your whole life. He said, I wish that you would prosper, even as your soul prospers, right? So He wants our whole totality of who we are to prosper. So that includes our relationships. He wants them to prosper. We have to have conversations like these of connection so that we can prosper. I don't want no misunderstanding, miscommunication between me and my spouse, between me, and I'm sure nobody else does either. You don't want that. You want to be able to have honest conversation. I've learned I could not communicate in my prior 2 marriages. I couldn't. And that's why part of why we ain't together now. I wasn't where I was supposed to be. I did just what you said earlier, brother, about choosing. I chose wrong. I say I'm either all in or I'm all out. I do everything 100%. So if I'm like on it, Trust me, I'm with getting 1,000 when I'm winning. And when I'm disobedient and failing, oh, I'm going to do it with all the bells and whistles. Yes, I am. And that's just what I did. And that's why, things with the way, but I'm aware of that. So I don't go with that same mindset. I understand better now, so I do better now. I don't want to not be able to communicate. These conversations I don't believe are going to be able to start off in the church, because we have to create a space where people are free to not feel spiritually judged. And in the church, people will feel so heavy weighted, they will be clamor. We can't even get people to talk at Bible study about the Bible.
Yeah.
So how are we going to get you to talk about the Bible? Ain't even about you. And we can't talk. Okay, I'm just saying. Well, I'm here now, so we might as well finish it. We can't get you to talk about the Jesus, the Christ, whatever your moral compass is that you proclaim, that you live for. And we can't talk about that. How do we get down to talk about what's real with us? What's going on with me? What's happening inside? If I don't feel safe enough to just respond to what do you think this scripture is saying, how am I going to respond inside the building when you ask me, how am I feeling emotionally, or my intimate, my compass of intimacy? How are we going to get women to really sit down and talk about it and say, I don't know what I'm supposed to feel like as a woman. I don't know how I'm supposed to relate to my husband as a woman, whether we're single or married, whatever it is. We can't have these conversations in the church yet, because we got to learn how to talk to people as people first. So that's my share on the answer to that question. And I hope y'all have enjoyed the show. Thank you for letting me always host. I appreciate y'all. My final question to you guys is simply this. Let me find it. I'm sorry. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Should we keep it real? I told you we have real conversation with real resolutions. There's so many gems that were dropped on tonight that I really recommend and suggest you go back and watch the replay. I know I will. I always do, because there's so much that is left in these conversations. And I look forward to us coming together to do it again. If we have to take it off Zoom and do just what you said, if we have to do it together, men and women, if we have to do it in two separate settings, because you know what? Men, y'all need to talk about some things as men. Women, we need to talk about some things as women. And then we need to come together and understand each other. Because if we're all working together to try to be better, then we need to learn how to be better for each other. And that's the purpose of the women's room, the ladies' room, and the men's lounge, is so that we can have real conversations individually. And then we come together and talk about it, because we want to show up differently. So my final question to you guys on tonight is, and thank you for sharing from the male's perspective. This has really been great. You never know which way conversations are going to go. But as you have explained why you are here, it's a whole different, you're not as offended now to the question as you were at the beginning of the show, because women need to understand why you're here. Men, you need to understand why you are here. So now, knowing why we are here, I want to say that everyone has something that they bring and that they leave with others around them. And so, men, now that you have explained and shared why you're here, what we should expect from men when men are in our presence or coming, and when I say our presence, I mean into our lives, because some women don't know what to look for. I want you to describe yourself. Describe what you bring and what you leave with others around you. Choose 2 words for what you bring and what you leave to others around you. For example, what I bring and what I leave, I would say, is comfort and joy. Those are what I bring and I leave with the people that are around me. That's why I'm here. It's a part of what I'm here to do. So we're gonna go from Pastor Linwood to Pastor Curse to DB, and you can give a final.
Lady Dawn B, thank you so much for having this conversation. It is absolutely necessary, as we laugh and joke about a lot of things, and we carry on crazy in our group chats. Just know that I look forward to the conversations and the questions that I ask, because they help us. They don't just help women, they help us. They help us be better families. Help us be in better marriages and relationships. They help us create and cultivate a culture that helps us. So thank you, my dear sister, woman of God, for doing what you do. And remember what I said to you this morning. Because of this, there'll never be another worry. And I'm believing God for that. Let me share this in my closing. If I had to choose two words of what I bring, is strength and stability. I bring strength because when I am weak, my source is always strong. Where I may fall short, DB, I know how to look to the hills which come in my help, knowing that all my help comes from the Lord. And if you're going to follow me, you have to follow Christ. The stability and the strength comes from knowing, watch this, that if you're going to love me and you have chosen to have me in your life, then what you're telling me is you love me and have the capacity to follow me. But even more, you love and you trust God. Because here's the thing. If you're going to bring a strength, if you're going to bring any level of strength to our life, marriage, or relationship, you have to love the God that I serve more than you love me. Because if you do, there'll be no struggle in the strengths or weaknesses that either of us bring to the table. Dawn, I love you, and may God bless you.
Thank you for that, brother. Come on, experience and encounter.
See, that ain't fair. Because first and foremost, that was my two words: the experience and the encounter. It has nothing to do with being self-centered, self-righteous, whatever you want to call it, conceited, arrogant, pompous, whatever you want to put on it. When you experience who I am, you're going to get exactly those two words, because I understand where I come from. I understand that I was given a second chance, and I understand that I'm not going to waste the latter parts of my years being uptight and all that stuff. So those are my two words, and I'm done. This is the Men's Lounge. Psalmist Voice. Salute. I'm out.
Well said, sir. Come on, 204.
My two words: be focused and be purposed. Oh, you want me? That's it.
That's it. No, I was waiting. I wasn't sure if he was frozen or finished. I was just checking.
Two words. I'm respecting I'm
You did. You're right. You're right.
respecting
You're right. Well, ladies,
being focused and being focused leads me into knowing what my purpose is. So I try to stay focused in order to be in my purpose.
come on, sir. All right. I don't keep it short and sweet. I don't know what's happening. He's being a man of few words, but strong words. SKRONG.
Yeah, it's strong.
I said, y'all do what y'all want to do half the time. So, I give you the guideline, because if I don't, it'll be, be a 6-hour show. But I appreciate and love y'all so very much. I honor y'all in the space that you're in, who you are, what you come and bring to this platform. I could not do what I do without each of you doing what you do, and for each of you being exactly who you are. Handpicked, selected. I know I heard God when he gave this to me and said who to bring, because we need people who have had real experiences in life, who are unashamed and who can share the truth, because that's what's missing in the lives of our generation. Because a lot of us that are adults, we still lost and struggling. So we need to hear it on this level, and for those behind us. So I appreciate you, men. The Men's Lounge is the dopest group of men you will ever find anywhere. I don't care what anybody says. I'm absolutely biased. I ride and die for these fellas right here. And thank you to everyone. Know that when you are looking and considering about the presence of a man in your lives, ladies, I hope that this helps to shift your thoughts and to understand that we are not here to cut our men off and out of our lives. Please allow yourself to make the room needed, because what you are missing, you will find in the man that is intended to share your life with you. I don't care what you've been through. There are men that are here, free, willing, able, and who want to be in that space, but we have to make room for them to do so. So thank you for joining us on tonight. Salute to you, Pastor Linwood. Salute to you, Pastor Chris. Salute to you, Pastor Donald DB 204, aka my brother, aka the Psalmist Boys, the experience and the encounter, aka Pastor Linwood, HNIC, aka this kind, and to the Toxic Twins. You know that's my nickname for you, is this kind. You know that. So thank you, y'all, for joining on tonight. Continue to like, subscribe, and share. Help us to grow this channel. The men will be back next Thursday. Join us right back here at 7 p.m. as we will be having a mashup with my brother, my favorite Canadian Jamaican, Gregory Bloomfield. Motivational Moments meets Lady Dawn B. Thursday nights. We are coming together. It's going to be bananas. We're going to have a good conversation. And then the following Thursday, to wrap up the month of May, we will be having an open panel discussion relationship coach Michael Claiborne. He'll be here. Any of the men that are able to come, they're gonna be here. Any of the ladies that are able to come, it's just gonna be everybody. We just come in, we're gonna talk relationships. We're gonna wrap up this month since we were all on the same topic. So we're gonna make sure that we bring these nuggets with us to that conversation, and we're gonna wrap it up. I especially want to invite you to make time in the month of June, because June is dedicated to our men. I don't care what the rest of the world is doing, but we're going to honor the men. That's right. It's going to be Father's Day every Thursday in the month of June. We're going to treat you right, take care of you, give you space to speak, to share. Our Pastor Chris, my co-host of the Men's Lounge, he is going to be helping to moderate, and you men are going to come and y'all going to share. We're going to work it out, the details, and make sure that everybody's in this space, but we want to honor you. I don't know what the rest of the world is doing, but it got to start somewhere. So I don't mind going first to honor you men with more than a tie, more than a grill, with more than some new cutlery and some new tools. You ain't going to get no socks. We want to honor you from the inside with our hearts, and we want to be able to give you what you justly deserve, which is the love and the support is at the core. So join us next week, and you have all of our information as to what we are doing. Again, I am your Thursday night host, Lady Dawn B. Great, and we'll see you next Thursday. Hang in there for a minute, fellas.
Yeah, if having hope is dangerous, call me Evil Knievel. You leading on the wrong side, living with peasant needles. So lethal, made Shane Black wanna write a sequel, cause I snuggle my dream till it's seen as illegal. And I still probably will, cause I can never give up. I got my goals calling me, how could I never pick up? Anything we make up or just break up, with the snake hits, get the rake up. Yeah, selfish, I'ma cake up if I don't shake me to wake up. Let my depression catapult me to succession. Shine a light on my imperfections like a projection. Every struggle and lesson, your issues ain't your oppression. Never got a question, pay pushing me to progression like I'ma make the rest of my life. Yeah, I'ma make the rest of my life.
Will make the rest of your life the best of your life. Tonight.
Yeah, I'ma make the rest of my life. I'ma make the rest of my life.